Oh, we're in. All right. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My brothers, you already know who it is. I'm D, and this the Future Fathers FF podcast. Yes, 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 yes. What are you telling me, my brothers? How you doing? I hope all of you are good this week. I hope your jobs are all right. Well, work. I hope misses are all right. Your partners. I hope the family's okay. Everyone. Most of all, I hope you didn't have to beat nobody this week. Yes, sirs. Yes, sirs. That's exactly what it is. So, my brothers, do you know what? Before we get started, I was happy when I come in here, when I was coming in here to start up today. I was happy. Saw my neighbor outside with his little man, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, no, 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 get involved. So today's episode or today's issue, not episode, issue, you know, topic. Yes, topic. Today's talking point. Yeah, venting or complaining. As a man, what do you call it? Are you venting when you express yourself or you let people know what it is that's inside, how you're feeling, what's going on, or is it complaining? Now, back to my story. Yeah, one of my neighbors, man lives downstairs with his three sons. Yeah, he's teaching one of them, the middle one, how to ride a bicycle. Yes, yes. Okay, so he's got little man outside. Little man's got the bicycle, and little man's standing. He's standing with the bicycle between his legs, going to sit on the seat and start pedaling. Dad is about 20 feet away. No joke. No joke. Cannot make this up. Dad's about 20 feet away. Yeah, put your feet on the pedals. Yeah, push. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hold it up. Hold it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Keep going. Keep it straight. I'm like, my brother, get involved. Stand behind him. Give him some support. You hold him upright. You get him going. You get him going. And then you let go. If you have to run behind them, then so be it. I was happy when I taught my son how to ride a bicycle. It was dope because my dad didn't teach me how to ride a bike. So it was like full circle. I got to teach my son how to ride a bike. It was dope. The experience was dope. All I was saying to say all of that was my man wasn't getting involved, and I was like, you need to get involved. So to that point there, what's that, my brothers? Am I just venting or am I complaining? Yeah, I got something to say about it. I would say it's a little bit of both. That is because to me, venting is not going on and on and on about something or different things over and over again. Yeah, venting is when you got a few things on your mind and you just need to clear your head. You get someone, you're not somebody. You don't get them. Like, come here. You have a conversation with somebody. Sometimes the conversation isn't just struck up. Sometimes you're actually looking for somebody to ring you, or you ring them, and you actually sit down and talk about what's bothering you. And I say this as a man because, or I say this from a male perspective because generally, I find generally, yeah, and this is not everyone. This is just in general. Men don't really complain like that. More so now. More so now. A lot of younger men, they complain like nothing. But older generations complain a lot less. Yeah? Males complain a lot less. So, back to what I was stating. If you've got something to say about something or a subject that is bothering you, what's the difference between venting and complaining? Because my definition of venting, yeah, is when you're going through stuff for a bit, for a while, not a couple of weeks, not a couple of weeks. I'm just saying, like, things been on top for a couple of weeks, but you've been going through some stuff for, I'd say about 2 months, just 2 months, yeah, so 8 weeks roughly, and it could be work getting on top of you, it could be family life getting on top of you, it could be so many different things that's just you feel that's just, oh man, it's too much. And sometimes you just someone says something and it starts the floodgates, it starts the verbal diarrhea, and you just can't stop, and you go on from one subject to something else and something else and something else. I don't necessarily think that is venting, or should I say, I don't necessarily think that is complaining. To me, that's venting. Me and my brother do that stuff all the time. We vent to each other all the time. If we got something that's going on and we're like, wow, this is really bothering me. Like, my mum does it as well. And you know the funniest thing is, you see when we're finished telling each other what the issue is, yeah? Especially me, my brother and my mum. I don't know if you man do it with your siblings or your parents or whatever, but I do. At the end of the end not even the end of the conversation. When I'm finished saying what I've said, and they finish saying what they've said, do you know what? Thanks for letting me vent. It's not a complaint. I just needed to get this off my chest. This has been bothering me. Blah 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 blah. And you say what you need to say, and that's it. It's out. It's out. It's up in the atmosphere now. It's gone. It's a weight lifted off your shoulders. You're no longer carrying that jacket. You can put that down and walk away from it. Or them pair of shoes. Whatever analogy you want. I just find that the reason why I'm asking is because I find it's necessary for us to vent every now and then. It is necessary for us to get things that are bothering us, or things that we feel that's, hanging over us, on our chest, things that we don't necessarily things that we don't want to talk about all the time, or things we don't really, you just want to, you know what, just leave me. Let me just get through this and I'll be good. Them kind of things. One sec. Just had to pick something up. Yeah, so it's just, there's a difference. There's a difference. When you're complaining now, you're going on and on about something. This is bothering you. And you know the person that you're talking to, they know. They know this is bothering you. They know it's been bothering you. And you keep going over and over and over the same thing. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's because of that. It's not me. Whatever the case may be, venting is something that is necessary for you to function. You have to be able to get things off of your chest and say whatever it is, and just be like, yeah, that was good. It's like going to the gym and you feel nice after you've done a good set, and yeah, swole. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just a different kind of exercise. That's exactly it. It's an exercise of the mind. When you cleanse this, yeah, and you get things that's bothering you out, and it's done. You're like, ooh, okay, I'm all right now. And not only is it good for you, it's extremely cathartic. I know you man can see the breeze blowing today. Out the door open. It's hot. Well, it's not hot. I'm hot. It's warm. I'm hot. And I just come from work. Man, come straight in there. Sat down for like 2 minutes. Now I'm in here talking to you, man. And I thought, I'll keep the door open today because I can. Nobody can't see what I'm doing, so I'm alright. So, as I did when I started the episode, yeah, or this talk, I had a little vent about my man downstairs, because he's one of these dads who you see him with his youths all the time, but that's only because the mum doesn't really leave the house. Well, to be quite honest, she does leave the house. Yeah, it's not very often, but she leaves the house a lot more now than she did when the boys were smaller. Yeah. Um, and I can imagine it's a little bit difficult for them as well, because they got one with a disability, so it can be a bit hard. I can imagine. But not only that, it's just teaching children in general. Like I said, this man, you see him with his children all the time, but you don't really see him doing anything with his children. I see him every morning taking his children to school. That's it. I've seen him with them a couple times going out to places and stuff, and they're always very well dressed. keeps his children very well dressed. They're very well behaved. They're very well mannered. But I could imagine they don't really get to do too much. I can imagine. Now you have to understand. I know the man. Yeah, you man don't know him. You don't know who I'm talking about or what he's known for or whatever. Yeah, I know the brother, and it's a bit mad seeing how he grow his boys and then how I grow mine. They're not the same age, any of them. His eldest is about 5 years younger than my youngest. Yeah, about that age. Yeah, he's about 16. Yeah, he's about 15, 16 now. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, it's just odd when you see how other people and other parents operate with their children and what they do and what you do. It's a bit different. But me venting about him is just because, as I said, and as I've stated on a number of occasions, you can't judge anybody by what you would do. Yeah, I'm just saying, brother, just be a bit more involved. Now that's just me vent. I'm not bothered at all. I'm not gonna think about it when I'm finished in here. I'm not gonna think about it when I go back inside. I'm probably not gonna think about it again for a while until I see the you out on the bike again, and I'm gonna be like, last time you didn't help. I might even say something. This is how, brother. I know. Listen, yeah, I know the man that well. I could actually say to him, bro, why don't you like help him? You probably say to me, oh no, he'll get it done on his own. That's fine. That's okay. Takes a village to raise children. So you know what? My 2 pence is worth something. Yeah, to you, man, and the next brother out there. So that's why I keep going, innit? May as well. So, how does venting help you in your relationship? Well, depends on what kind of relationship you're talking about. Because if we're talking about a sibling relationship and a male sibling relationship, it's dope. When you can vent to each other, it is absolutely brilliant because you both learn something about each other. You both learn what pisses the other person off, and you both learn what helps the other person get through things. Not only that, you become more in tune with this person just because you feel you don't yeah you can be a bit more empathetic to them because you're a little bit you know them a little bit more because they can come to you with certain things. You may not understand everything that they do or everything that goes on in their life in any way, shape, or form, but at least you are somebody that they're able to talk to, confide in, and have a conversation with. Half the time, that's just what people want. I'm learning this myself. Believe me, it's taken me 40 plus years to get to where I am now and be like, okay, all right. So that's how that goes. But don't think for a second I've got it all figured out because I know I don't. I know I don't have it all figured out. And the best way for me to explain to you how I know that is I question myself all the time about everything. No, we're not trying to make changes. Don't you see we're doing something? When you're able to question yourself, and I say this all the time, you're looking a lot further than just here, just surface. So continue looking. And when you're having a conversation with somebody, try and put yourself in their shoes. Now, I'm not saying you have to. Ultimately, the reason why this person is talking to you in the first place and confiding in you and being able to vent to you and not complain, yeah, is because you're you. So don't try and be anybody else. Just do what you do. Otherwise, they wouldn't be coming to you for nothing. If we're talking about a relationship with your partner, This is where venting and complaining can do this. That's where they can do that, which is weird because you might feel like you're venting, but your partner won't. No, I'm not saying that's going to happen all the time. Definitely not. I'm just saying it is a possibility that can happen. It's happened to me on a number of occasions. And when it does happen, I'm like, okay, so this is how you deal with this. With hindsight, sometimes I'm in a situation and I try my best to just to separate myself so I can actually look at it and be like, okay, this is the best way to deal with this. It's not going to be like that all the time. Yes, I know I sound like I'm sick. I'm not sick. Trust me. It's just hay fever. It's mashing me up. There may be times where, as I said, your partner feels like they're venting and you feel like they're complaining. Don't switch off. Don't switch off. Now, I say that knowing myself that switching off sometimes can help, but it's not helping the person that needs to vent. Given a situation where the person is the person who is talking is actually complaining about something, that's different. I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not telling you what I've done at all. But sometimes switching off is not a good thing. Don't switch off. Sometimes the information you need to hear is when you switch off. Don't do that because I find you see when someone's telling you something, you see if you listen to them for long enough, even they may start to make sense, or you may start to be able to find holes in what they're saying. Just let them talk. Now I've tried this recently, and it's very profound because when you find the holes, you're like, but wait, hold on, it's just that, and just telling somebody can make them act a funny kind of way. I know you man or you people out there in the internet world like to say it can trigger them, fun that, yeah, it like them kind of things that upset people. Done. It make them feel funny. It make them carry on differently. But don't forget, my brothers, there is a line between complaining and venting. It is thin, and it's tone in voice, it's expression of word, and it is also, I don't want to, it's how many times you say something. I keep saying, I said it a couple times before already. If you're saying the same thing over and over and over and over again, anyone's just going to see that as complaining. You're going on and on and on about something. If you're just venting about something, it's almost one and done. You might hear it again. If it persists, if it's something that's persisting, you'll hear it again. But if it's not, it's one and done. That's it. More times than not, you don't need to say anything else again because you've got it off your chest. That's why I said, unless the same thing persists, excuse me, it's gone. That's it. No, I'm good. I told you what I needed to say. No, I'm all right now. Sometimes you will find if you have somebody that you can vent to, you will find that when you've told them the thing that's bothering you, when you've got it off your chest, you don't even you feel that you don't need to say it again. You actually don't. You don't. It is almost like that thought has left your head and it's now out in the ether. It's gone. It's not something you now have to worry about again or even think about, as I said, because these are not things that are consistently bothering you day in, day out. They might be things that's bothered you day in, day out for a few days and then stopped and then started up again. But these are the kind of things that happen to all of us every day in our lives anyway. Work, biggest thing. It's the most repetitive action we can do. because you go in and you're doing similar or the same things every single day. That's what your job is. Unless your job is to go in and do separate, different things every single day, and you have to have 365 days where you do something completely different every single day. The only caveat to that is once you hit 365, given your holidays and everything, anything you try after that, you've done it before. Anyway, anyway, my brothers, I just, I kind of thought it was needed of me to come in there and say what I've said about venting today because I've been able to sit down and have a vent with my brother over the years, have a little convo with him after, have a chuckle about it, laugh and be like, you know what, man, you're an idiot. My brother said that to me bare time. Enough times my brother said that to me. I said it to my brother as well. But it's the relationship we have. If we're not talking about a relationship between friends, not siblings, but friends, this is when you can turn stuff on and off and be like, "Do you know what? I am not getting involved in your business. That's your business. I don't need to be involved in it, so I'm not going to be." That's entirely up to you with your friends. I don't know how you deal with your individual friends. As I'm sure I've told you before, I don't have very many of them. So when my people got problems to deal with, I help them with them because I don't see people too often. I don't chat to people too often. I just keep myself to myself, bro. And that breeze is nice, you know. So, last one. Your children, obviously. Now, as your children grow, they will have very, very many issues with things that you do, things that you say, and how you act. Do not stop them from telling you what it is that they don't like. And this is a suggestion. I'm not telling you what to do. It is a suggestion because I have found that that works to no end because your children grow respecting the fact that they can come to you and say things, even if it's about somebody else. It doesn't matter. We're ultimately trying to get them to talk about us as their parent. You want them to be able to vent to you, not complain. Not, oh, well, you do this. Then no, 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 no. Just, you know what? I didn't like that. Or well, it's like you having a conversation with anybody at work that's done you something that you're listening to. You advise your child that they're able to tell you, not Dad, you know what? And I'm saying this as a parent that I never used to like when my children told me things. Like, who were you telling? Who were you talking to? That's how I grew up. What do you mean you're telling me what you do and don't like? But I get and I fully understand that when children are free enough to explain to their parents, I didn't like the way that made me felt. That made me feel. Excuse my English. It gives you time to evaluate how you deal with your child. Now, best believe in my house, my mum's house, should I say, them things didn't happen. Told my mum that I didn't like what she did. Nah, mate. Because all I would have got is more licks. Or just get a beating, that's all. I know my mum's listening. Yeah. Don't worry, mum. I'm not telling them that you did beat me too much. But as I've told you, man, already, certain time the beatings was deserved. Yeah. I'm not gonna front, it was deserved. But I was able to have conversations with my mum. I've told you guys on a number of occasions, my mum was very free in how she raised us, being able to talk to her about different situations. Now I can sit down and have a conversation with my mum about anything. I was always a bit scared when I was younger because it's my mum. I don't know how to tell you certain things. Now it's easier, and being a parent myself and having raised small children up to big men now, I see the I see the worth in being able to have your children talk to you about how you make them feel. It took a long time for me to get there, believe me, and it may take you a long time. I had help. The missus helped me because she works with children. So it is easier for me to pick up watching her and learning through her. And I've told her this before, and I've told you that I've told her this before. I'm coming at things from a parent's perspective. You get to see children on a different level to me. So there's things that you know that I just don't know. That's just how the world works. So having your children being able to vent to you and tell you what it is that they're feeling, how they feel, you know, those kind of things, my brothers, it helps. Treating your children like human beings can only help them. Being able to vent can only help you and those around you. If you're the person listening, please do a good job in listening. Sometimes you just need to sit there, don't say nothing. Sometimes you need to actually say something. I'm pretty sure you will pick up on the times when you need to say something and the times when you don't. My brothers, this one's been a good one for me because I got to vent to you about venting. Maybe next time I'll sit down and actually have a venting session. Yeah, me and my brother just come in and sit down and just put venting and we just go in. Things that's going on. I might get a couple people on that one actually. Might get a couple people on that one actually. See if I can run a thing. Yeah. Yeah, it might be a different setting. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's a 6 weeks holidays, man. You know, things are good. So, my brothers, I do hope you have enjoyed this one. And it was good for me too. It was good for me too. So, bros, uh, as usual, you know where we're going with this one. Promotion time. So the podcast is available on all major platforms, Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. You can also catch us on Instagram at future_fathersff and at Say Nay Official. Yeah? Okay, you got it. Brothers, we're going on YouTube. Live. Soon. Now, the joke is, yeah, this video was one of my last tests. I ran the test just to see how things was running, and I should have actually just gone live to the public, but I didn't. I was live on private. No, I'm joking. I'm just playing. Before anyone sends in mad comments and be like, you did. No. Cool. Chill out. Yeah. We're going live on YouTube soon. Stick with us, my brothers. We're keeping it as feng shui as we can, as my brother would say. Bros, it's been brilliant sitting here talking to you. Look, can you hear them outside? I don't know if you can. Anyway, bros, I'm gonna go and check on what's going outside on the ends. I hope you have had a pleasant day. My brothers, please like, share, subscribe, do the flicky button, follow, you know what the notifications one is, yeah? Yeah. Post notifications so when we go live and when the videos go up, you'll be one of the first to know. My brothers, please stay well and stay blessed.